Hello, I'm CJ, and this is my weight loss journey on a GLP-1. I want to welcome you to my channel. I am doing week 4/week 5. I had technical difficulties last week, so I am combining week 4 and 5. So if you're new here, welcome, and be sure to subscribe as I am taking you along on my journey. Please remember that this is just my own experiences and not medical advice. So week 4, I really didn't have much more to say as far as I didn't lose any more weight. So my monthly total was 8 pounds. So I was really satisfied with that. That's about 2 pounds a week. Just reminding myself to love myself, give my body time that it needs to make these changes, that things are changing not just on the surface level, but down to the very core cell level as well. So that helped me get through and push on and keep going with my routines. Let me think. I don't think there was anything else for week 4. Week 5, things have changed a little bit. I went up on my dose. So I went from 10 units to 20 units of a GLP-1 compound. That was interesting. Definitely felt less hungry. I did have a headache that first day, but I still just made sure that I hydrated, and I didn't end up having to take anything for that. But that evening I did get hit with some nausea, so I just took my nausea medication that my doctor prescribed. I think it's Zofran or something like that. And I went to bed, and I woke up feeling fine the next day. So as far as the rest of the week, I did have some constipation. Even though I strive to get fiber in my diet, I'm still having to take a stool softener every day, and that seems to help. So I don't want to just cover the negative side effects. There's some positive side effects as well. One of them is I stopped biting my nails. Now I actually have to file them down. I don't know. It's just something that I unconsciously started doing. So that's a positive. Also, too, the alcohol consumption. I've had one drink since I've started my GLP-1. No, I take that back. I've had two. Before I started, I was a bourbon lady. I liked a good old-fashioned, and come the end of the week, I felt like I could treat myself to some alcohol. But anyway, I wouldn't say I had a drinking problem, but it was something that I was definitely consuming a lot of empty calories that I didn't need. I think the GLP-1 has definitely taken away the craving for that. I tried to have a half of a margarita, and it just did not make me feel good afterwards. A few nights ago, I was able to have a little bit of Bailey's in a hot chocolate. So that didn't seem to affect me, but I think that is a positive to the GLP-1 is way less alcohol consumption. And the next one is, of course, the food noise. That has greatly reduced. I can't say I never get any cravings or need a snack. That's not true, especially if you're going through some PMS symptoms. I like a little chocolate here and there. So I just get those chocolate chips that don't have any added sugar to them. And I enjoy a couple of those, and that seems to satisfy the craving. So, what used to throw me kind of into what I would call a binge or an overconsumption, now when I get a craving, I can have just a little and I'm satisfied and I can move on. And that's something new. So let's get into the results. So after 5 weeks on a GLP-1, I have lost 10 pounds and 4 ounces. So I'm very pleased. I'm very happy with the way my clothes are fitting me. I feel good in them. What used to be tight now is loose. So I wouldn't say I've gone down a complete size. I am 5'5" in height, so it may take another 5-10 pounds for me to go down in pant size. But again, I'm just enjoying the process. I'm being patient with my body. I'm allowing my body time to heal, not just physically, but mentally as well. Things that might come up, my realization of how big a portion sizes I was eating prior to the GLP-1, you know, um, learning to let go of any of the shame that I felt about being obese, because regardless of what caused it, shame does us no good, but actions do. So, yeah, I'm mentally just allowing the process to happen. I think I've been kind of really working on inner healing over the past few years anyway. So this just feels like a natural next step for me in the entirety of the healing process. Movement. All right. I am doing 17 minutes of my shake plate in the morning. I work on that every other day, meaning I do the resistant bands. I also have another set that I do on that as well. So not just the ones that come on the machine, but I use extra ones as well. I also do it 17 minutes in the evening, but I usually just stand on it and then sit and let my legs just get massaged and relaxed so I can have a more restful sleep. And then in the afternoons every day, I've been walking on my treadmill. So I am up to 13 minutes a day on that. My goal is to get 20 minutes in the morning on my shake plate, 20 minutes of walking in the afternoon, and then 20 minutes in the evening. So that is a goal, short-term goal that I have for myself, as well as getting stronger with the bands. When I'm working out, I'm trying not to have the same old mindset that I had previously of working out for weight loss, but rather working out for strength. I want to be stronger and fitter, the quality of life, so that it doesn't really restrain me from doing the things that I want to do. Some of the things that I'm still doing that I feel like is working really well for me is on shot day, I make sure that I do a healthy shake in the morning, and I don't use protein powder. I tend to make my own protein and fiber shakes out of overnight oats. I usually add chia seeds in there, and as well as hemp seeds, and then I usually put in some Greek yogurt. I'll add in some fruit, um, maybe some almond milk. I blend that up, and then I drink it down. And the reason I do that, especially on shot day, is I want to make sure that I hydrate well, or that I'm drinking my herbal tea several times a day, getting in several bottles of water, and then on shot day, I just continue that hydration, because I do believe that that is helping the GLP-1 work and do its job. You know, as I said, down on the cellular level, as well as eating plenty of fish and chicken, and really being mindful of getting healthy vegetables in there when I can. So if you've enjoyed this content and you're thinking about a GLP-1, or you're on this journey, or you've been on the journey, and if you are interested in keeping up to date with my weight loss journey, please consider subscribing, like, and share. So thank you. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next week.